dear Dharma brothers and sisters. I hope you are doing well. And here we are also very fine. And some of my friends was asking me, how are the nuns and monks in Nepal? So before I begin, I would like to say something about monks and nuns in Nepal, and especially our root guru, very venerable Khenpo Rinpoche. He is now in Varanasi and he is very well. And all the monks there in Varanasi are doing well. And as of Nepal, all the monks in Namabuddha, Bauda, Bhaktapur, Manang Retreat Center, and here at the Abbey, we are doing our best, following the guidelines of WHO and keeping ourselves safe. At the same time, our nuns did recitations of Tirupataka during the first 2 weeks of lockdown, then followed by recitations of 100,000, praying 100,000 times of 21 Tara supplications, and then followed by the prayers together with His Holiness the 17th GAMPOPA. Because of his kindness, we'll be able to recite all the prayers together every day for about a week to subside the pandemic. And that was very, very powerful prayers. And I have heard that around 200,000 people all over the world joined the live prayers together with His Holiness the GAMPOPA. And as for now, our nuns are doing medicine Buddha retreat dedicated for this pandemic. And in between, we are able to distribute some relief aids to local community who depend on their daily wages. And because of lockdown, they don't have any job now. So coordinating with local government, we're able to benefit a little bit. So we are all fine at this site, so don't worry. And please keep happy and stay happy. Okay, so yesterday we talked about the main primary cause, that is the seed of Buddhahood. And GAMPOPA said that we all have this seed, the Buddha nature. This seed prepares in all sentient beings, which is very good news and very fortunate. And we also talk about the 3 different reasons why sentient beings have this Buddha nature. And the first reason was that all sentient beings are pervaded by Dharmakaya, emptiness of Dharmakaya. And second reason was that there's no difference between the nature of Dharmakaya of Buddha and the nature of Dharmakaya of individual as a sentient being. At its essence, there's no difference at all. And third reason was that every sentient beings are categorized into 5 different families. They belong to 5 different families. And all these 5 different families, they are durable to achieve enlightenment. So these are the few of the review from yesterday's teaching. So today, before we start today's teaching, especially we left 5 families, and the last family, we spoke about first 4 families, but today we are going to talk about Mahayana family. Okay, so before we start, as usual, we do the refuge prayers and generating bodhicitta. And as we do so, please remember yourself that you are going to refuge for Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and also giving rise to your bodhicitta, the compassionate mind, which is a wish for benefiting all sentient beings. Okay, so please join hands together, and we will recite the refuge prayers. Sangye Jodan Soge Jonam La Jangjo Bardo Dane Gyapson Che Dage Jinso Gebe Sonam Ge Dolai Benje Sangye Robarasho Sangye Jodan Soge Jonam La Jangjo Bardo Dane Gyapson Che Dagye jinso gebe sonam ge dolai benjire sangye dobare sho sangye jedan soge chonam la janjo bardo dane gyabson je Dagye jinso gebe sonam ge dolai benjire sangye dobare sho sangye jedan soge chonam la janjo bardo dane gyabson je Dagye jinso gebe sonam ge dolai benje sangye do barai sho semje tamje dewa dan deve gyu dan dem barai gyurje donga dan donga ge gyu dan dewa gyurje donga mebe dewa dan ba dan me dewa gyurje ngiren cha da ni dan dave dan yon jembo la ne barai gyurje semje tamje dewa dan deve gyu dan dem barai gyurje Dunga dan dunga gen gyo dan dawa gyo je dunga me ben dawa dan ba dan me dawa gyo je ren ja da ni dan da dan nyum chen bo la ne ba gyo je sem chen dam chen dewa dan de ben gyo dan dem ba gyo je dunga dan dunga gen gyo dan dawa gyo je dunga me ben dawa dan ba dan me dawa gyo ren ja da ni dan da dan nyum chen bo la ne ba gyo Balden zawe lama rinpoche, dage jiro be men den shola. Kadin chenpe gone je zonde, go son toge ngudun zan So to begin with, Gampopa in this book, he start with the chapter of primary cause, that's the Buddha nature. And which is a very good news actually, because sometimes we think that we people like us, a very inferior people like us, is there any possibility to achieve enlightenment? Because we sometimes, because of our habitual tendency, we think that we don't have that ability. But then Gampopa awakened us, enlightened us that we do have the potential. We already possess the root, that is Buddha nature. So since we have the root, there's possibilities there. Potentials are already there. So therefore, we need to understand this. And it's very important that we acknowledge this. So then it will give us kind of encouragement, optimistics. If you really practice, if you really put effort in our practice of the Dharma, there's certainty, definite that one will be able to achieve enlightenment. And that's very sure, for sure. And there are many reasons he has given, as I mentioned earlier. And one of the reasons was that all sentient beings are prepared by Buddha nature. And how to prove this? There are three another small reasons that he mentioned yesterday. Was that firstly, Buddha is Dharmakaya. There's no doubt. And secondly, Dharmakaya is emptiness. And thirdly, emptiness prevails in all sentient beings. So we are already Buddha, but we need to again awaken that state of mind or bring that out with the effort of practice by following the instructions of our spiritual master. So that is the main case. And here, yesterday, among the three reasons, the third reason was that we all have a family, Buddha family. We all any one of us may belong to any one of those families. So, for example, if you want to recall those families, first was Gampopa mentioned that disconnected family. When you hear the word disconnected family, you may feel like, oh, there's no possibility for me to this kind of family. People who belong to this kind of family have no ever possibility of attaining enlightenment. But no, that is not the case. Why it is called disconnected? It's disconnected for now, but it can always reconnect. So it's only the matter of time. It's taking longer time than the other families, but this kind of people also will have, because since they have potential, so if they meet the favorable conditions, definitely they will witness the result of Buddhahood. And that those kind of people like we may have encountered so many people who don't have any renunciations, no regrets of what involvement in non-virtuous act, and no faith and devotion, no compassion at all, no discipline. Some very ruthless people, but even so, they do have Buddha nature. We don't have. We need to understand and acknowledge and remember that these kind of people also, they also have the Buddha nature. So it's a matter of time only. So because of that, we need to also have kind of compassion towards those people, and to lead them to the enlightened state of mind, and to teach them, to assist them. Okay, then second type of family is the indefinite family, right? Indefinite family means that we are not sure, because for example, some of people who are new to Dharma, so they are not sure which family they want to enter into. Like either they want to enter into Shravakas family or hearers family, or if they want to enter into the solitary realizers or Pratika Buddhas family, or if they want to enter into the Mahayana family. So they are not so sure. So whichever master they encounter or they meet, and then they follow the instructions, they practice, they put effort into the path, and then they realize either it can be Theravada's vehicle, where hearers family, or Pratika Buddha's family, or Mahayana family. So that's why it is labeled as indefinite family. And then the third family was hearer's family. So hearer or Shravakas school, what is the characteristic of hearer family is that they really are afraid of seeing the suffering of samsara, kind of renunciations there, and they really want to liberate from the suffering of samsara. And then, but what is lacking there is they have very less potential or less wish to benefit others. So that's there, and this is the characteristic of hearer's family. And then next is the solitary realizer's family. On top of, in addition to the hearer's family, what are they? They are more arrogant. So they don't listen to so many people, and they just want to be alone. They just want to keep their practice secret. They don't want to tell others about their guru and all, and what kind of realization they have attained, they don't want to share with others. So more like arrogant and more like secret, giving secret. So this kind of students are there too. And then finally, the Mahayana family. That's the topic of this evening. So Mahayana family. So in order to illustrate Mahayana family, GAMPOPA presented in a way here with the 6 different points. The first is the classification. How many types of Mahayana family are there? Then the definitions of each classifications, second. And third is the different levels or different names of this family or synonyms. And then why this family, Mahayana family, is superior than the other previous 2 families. And then they have this causal characteristic. And finally, the sign or the marks of Mahayana family. How can you know that individual belong to Mahayana family? There are some kind of sign that we can witness or see. So these 6 comprise the Mahayana family. Okay, so I'm going to read the paragraph, and then we'll try to understand the meaning together as usual. The Mahayana family. So the first classification. There are 2 classifications of Mahayana family. This family has 2 classifications: the naturally abiding family and the perfectly workable family. So these are the 2 different type of family in Mahayana. So to understand each of them in detail, next point is different definition of these 2 family. So second is the explanations of respective essence of those individuals. The first one, the naturally abiding family. What does that mean? That means that this kind of family people from the beginningless time has had the potential to develop the Buddha's qualities through suchness. Or in other words, this a naturally abiding family, that means naturally we have the Buddha nature. So naturally, without any effort, we do have this Buddha nature. So that's one kind of classification here. Naturally having kind of, some people, without teaching them bodhicitta or importance of what you call compassion, loving kindness, concern, but they naturally have this kind of habit or attitude. So this kind of people are considered as naturally abiding family, naturally having concern for others, care for others, naturally feeling painful by seeing the suffering of others. So this kind of people are one. But the main reason again should be that all sentient beings abides the Buddha nature. So therefore, naturally they are Buddha family. And second is the perfectly workable family. And what does that mean? That means that in their previous lifetime, they have already met with the Mahayana teacher. They have already followed Mahayana path. They have already accumulated some good merits. So, and then this next life, it is more like kind of familiar to the path of Mahayana. So those kind of are the second type of Mahayana family. Here it says the perfectly workable family has the potential to achieve all Buddha's quality through the power of habituating themselves in the root virtues, habituating themselves in the root virtues in their previous lifetime. So therefore, they are more workable, they are more closer, easier to follow the path of a Mahayana family. Thus, both have chance to achieve enlightenment. So this is the definitions of each classifications of Mahayana family. And the third point is the synonyms or the different labels for this is that the synonyms of the Buddha nature are potential, we can call potential, or seed, or sphere element, or simply saying natural mode of abiding, the Buddha nature within ourselves. So in this, in Sanskrit, we call it Tathagata Garbha. Tathagata means the thus gone one, or it indicates the Buddha himself. And Garbha means container, like mother's womb, Garbha, this Sanskrit word for that. And it's containing the Buddha nature. That's why it's called Tathagata Garbha. It is holding the Buddha nature within ourselves, Tathagata Garbha. And sometimes it is also called Buddha Dhatu. Dhatu means realm, Buddha's realm. So we already have possesses the Buddha realm within ourselves. So there are different names that you can attach to this Buddha nature. Okay, that's the third point. And the fourth point is why it is superior than the previous two family. And there's reason why. It's not just by saying arrogantly, but there's the definite fact meaning of these two, of this individual. Superiority, so I'm going to read again. Superiority. The hearer and solitary realizer families are inferior from the Mahayana. So they are inferior by virtue of the fact that they fully purify their families by dispelling only the obscurations of afflicting emotions. So what does that mean? That means that in order to attain perfect Buddhahood, we, generally speaking, in order to attain Buddhahood, we need to purify two obscurations, right? Remember? Two obscurations. But in this case here, earlier two family, hearer family and solitary realizer family, they have only dispelled one obscurations. That's the obscurations of afflicting emotions. What is afflicting emotions then? These are, as I mentioned before, pride, our jealousy, our hatred, anger, attachment, or these are the afflicted emotions, defilements. So they have already dispelled this. That's why they are able to abandon one of the two obscurations. But they have not abandoned the second type of obscurations. Therefore, They are inferior. But whereas in this family, Mahayana family, the Mahayana is superior because it fully purifies its family by dispelling two obscurations, afflicting emotions and the subtle obscurations of omniscience. So we understood what is the first type of obscuration. Now second type of obscuration here, as is translated as subtle obscurations of omniscience. We call this Shejidipa in Tibetan. So they are here. What does that mean? That means that they are, obscurations of knowing the true nature of phenomena, or in other words, to know the emptiness nature of phenomena. So if you do not dispel this, or if you are not able to see the perfect emptiness nature of phenomena, then you are stuck in one of you're not able to purify one of the two obscurations. But whereas in Mahayana case, Mahayana family, they have already dispelled both obscurations in the path to liberation. The second type is not knowing the true nature of phenomena, and that's the not knowing the ultimate nature, and that is also considered as obscurations. But here, Mahayana vehicle, they have already dispelled that. So generally speaking, again, we usually hear that in order to attain enlightenment, what we need to do is we need to abandon or dispel two obscurations, and also we need to accumulate two merits. Accumulations of merits and accumulations of wisdom. Okay. Now the fifth point is causal characteristic of Mahayana family. So I'm going to read again. The causal characteristics of the family are described as awakened and unawakened. So even in the Mahayana family, there are some who are already awakened and already has all the signs of Mahayana. But there are some also who are on the process or yet not started following the Mahayana vehicle yet. So therefore they are labeled as unawakened, not awakened yet. So what is difference between the awakened and unawakened, we'll find out. The awakened family has achieved fruit perfectly, perfect realization, and the signs are very obvious. So you can see by their way of presentations of their speech, their body, their way of thinking. So you can from that sign, those marks, you can figure out that those individuals are perfected or awakened Mahayana family. And the other one, the unawakened family has not achieved the fruit perfectly, and its marks are not obvious, obviously. So even though we call ourselves Mahayana family, belong to Mahayana vehicle and family, we have studied, we have witnessed Mahayana teacher, we have studied Mahayana texts, and then we see whether we have those signs or not. What are the signs we'll talk later, is coming later on, but are we really Mahayana? By seeing Mahayana teachers, by hearing Mahayana teachings, by practicing, studying Mahayana sutras, it not necessarily that you are real Mahayana. If you have stinginess, if you get anger, if you don't want to think of others, if you don't have loving kindness and compassion for others, then you are unawakened Mahayana family, so to speak. Okay, so this is what it means here. Okay. What would cause this family to awaken then? Okay, if you are unawakened, then what is the possibility to make yourself awakened family of Mahayana? This family can awaken through freedom from unfavorable contributory causes and through the support of favorable conditions. So there's a procedure. If the opposite sides occurs, then they cannot be awakened. Okay, so we'll see what are the unfavorable conditions that we need to get rid of, right, in order to make ourselves awaken Mahayana family. There are 4 unfavorable conditions, and those are: number 1, being born in unfavorable circumstances. Maybe you can call this who are born in unfavorable condition, who have not, even though they have entered the Mahayana vehicle, but they don't have the ability to practice, or there's no contributory causes or circumstances to make them available to practice their Mahayana vehicle. Having no habit tendency towards enlightenment. Well, okay, I took my bodhicitta vows. I consider myself as Mahayana, but then are you very serious to your practice? Do you still acknowledge samsara as suffering, or you just enjoy temporary happiness, which you do not know that Buddha has labeled this temporary happiness as suffering of change, isn't it? So we should examine ourselves whether we are really interested or we are really serious about our practice. So that's the one unfavorable condition. And entering into the wrong conditions. Another one, maybe you first enter into you say you want to be Mahayana vehicle, but then slowly what happens is that, oh, you don't want to share your knowledge to others. You're becoming more like concerned for yourself. You're becoming more self-centered. So if those things happens, then your track is changing, intentionally or unintentionally. So we have to be aware, practice our mindful and awareness practice here too. And the next, and being heavily wrapped or shrouded by the obscurations. So even though you enter into Mahayana family, but with the heavy load of obscurations or laziness, not having time, not being able to give time to your practice, you delay lots of things, your practice, you delay your paramita practices. So this will kind of delay your process. So it will be unfavorable, or kind of following in the wrong direction or wrong conditions. Or I mean, like dressed or wrapped out by obscurations. So these are the 4 different types of unfavorable conditions. So we need to get rid from these unfavorable conditions in order to make us awakened family. And the 2 favorable conditions are the outer condition of a teacher, Mahayana teacher, and then the inner conditions of a mind with a proper desire for the precious dharma and so forth. Internally having faith in devotion to the Mahayana vehicle, internally being very serious of practicing, generating bodhicitta and practicing bodhicitta act like 6 paramitas. Sometimes it's translated as engage bodhicitta or active bodhicitta, action bodhicitta, whatever translation you want to use them. So then the last one, the marks, the sign. How can we know whether they are bodhisattvas or whether they are awakened bodhi as Mahayana family members? So the signs are there. In that case, the marks. The marks of this family are the signs which indicate the bodhisattva family. So what are they? There's a quote from 10 Noble Bhumi Sutra which says, the family of wise bodhisattvas can be recognized by its signs and marks, just as fire is known by its smoke and water is known by water birds. So 2 examples. Just like that, we can see through their sign whether they are awakened bodhisattvas or they belong to Mahayana family or not. So what are those signs then? In that case, what kind of marks are there? So GAMPOPA questions himself and then he answers them. Their bodies and speech are naturally gentle without dependence on a remedy. So for some people, if they want to be gentle or nice or speak nice word or act nicely or think positive, usually what we, as a beginner, what we need to have, we need to always remember ourselves. We need to have remedy, right? Have to give our a remedy in order to do so. Being mindful or trying to make it first in order to happen naturally in the future. So it can be first artificial, and then slowly it can become our habit. So we need kind of remedy. Like for example, in order to generate bodhicitta, we need a remedy of understanding why bodhicitta is important, why suffering of others matters to our life. We need to have all these reasonings and to satisfy ourselves in order before we practice. But in this case, they don't need those kind of remedy. If they are awakened both Ama and the family, they have this natural sense of compassion towards all sentient beings. And their appearances, physical appearances are very gentle, and their speech are very pleasant and soft and nice and respectful, and do not criticize any being, and so on and so forth. And their minds are less deceitful, and they have loving kindness towards all sentient beings, and they have a clarity towards sentient beings too. As it mentions here mentioned in the 10 Noble Bhumi Sutra, it says, no harshness or arrogance, avoiding all deceit and cunnings, having a clear, loving attitude towards all sentient beings. This is a bodhisattva. So if you see those marks and signs, then you can be sure that those are bodhisattvas. Okay. In other words, in whatever preparatory actions a bodhisattva undertakes, he or she always cultivates compassion for all sentient beings. And he or she has a great inclination towards Mahayana teachings. Mahayana teachings of bodhicitta, importance of loving kindness and compassion, concern for others. And he or she has no hesitation to endure hardship. So in the practice of Mahayana, engage Mahayana or engage bodhicitta, when we practice generosity or diligence, patience, uh, in whatever practices or benefiting others, they don't hesitate themselves. In other words, they can bear the hardship, because this bearing has a capacity, having a bearing capacity because of good intention, because they are fully aware this bearing can benefit so many beings. So though they are not exhausted, and they practice patience, in other words. And they perfectly performs the root virtues of the perfections. That means the 5 or 6 paramitas. Thus, these 5 families, disconnected family, indefinite family, hearers family, solitary realizers family, and Mahayana family. Thus, these 5 families, those who are in Mahayana family are very close to the cause of enlightenment. And the hearer and solitary realizers family will eventually lead to Buddhahood. Not as quickly as Mahayana, but eventually. As we remember from yesterday's teaching, the example of merchant and merchant captain. Merchants, they're going into ocean to look for jewels, and then after many days of traveling, they are exhausted, tired, and some they feel like, oh, they cannot find jewels and they want to go back, give up. But then merchant captain, with his magical, he let them rest in a very beautiful place where there's a lot of food and music and so on and so forth. So when they're rested well, then the captain leads them to another, encourage them to, okay, the jewels are not far away. Now we need to wake up and get ready and keep going. So like that, this way, just like this, Buddha has shown the 2 other family vehicles or family parts of hearer and solitary eraser, in order to refresh them and in order to not to let them discourage. And the indefinite family, as you know already, some are close and some will take long time. So if individual follow the Mahayana, they are close. If they follow other two family, they are little longer. And then if they are belong to the hearer, then again little longer. But in any way, they would reach their final destination as a Buddhahood. The disconnected family is not known by the Buddha to wander in samsara for very long time. But this does not mean that they absolutely will not attain Buddhahood. They can always reconnect. They can attain Buddhahood, but it will take very long time. Therefore, since all sentient beings belonging to one of these 5 families, all sentient beings are of Buddha nature. So this is a confirmation here. Thus, by above 3 reasons, reason number 1, again we need to recall reason number 1, all sentient beings are pervaded by dharmakaya or emptiness. Reason number 2, there's no differences in the nature essence of individual sentient beings and the Buddha in their body, Buddha nature. There's no different, not big or small, no wiser or inferior. And third reason is every sentient being belongs to one of the 5 families. That's why these are the 3 reasons. By the above 3 reasons, it has been demonstrated that all sentient beings have a Buddha nature. Furthermore, consider this example. Another few example that before conclusion of this chapter, GAMPOPA wants us to know a few examples here. Silver abiding in its ore, oil abiding in a mustard seed, and butter abiding in the milk. From silver ore, we can produce silver. From mustard seed, we can produce oil. And from milk, we can produce butter. Likewise, sentient beings can become Buddha. So few similes are mentioned here, and to make confirmation that all sentient beings can become Buddha, because they've already possess the potential or the seed, which is Buddha nature. So this concludes the first chapter. This is the first chapter dealing with the primary cause from the jewel ornament of liberation, the wish-fulfilling gem of the noble teachings. So this is the conclusion and confirmation that all sentient beings can attain enlightenment because they already possesses the seed of enlightenment, which is known as Tathagata Garbha, Buddha Dhatu, or simply Buddha nature. Okay, so we now move to second chapter. Among the 6 topics in order to present these tags by GAMPOPA, the first topic was primary cause. Now the second topic or the second chapter is the working basis. So we have seed, now we need to plant this seed. We need a container or working base. And the perfect working base, as GAMPOPA said, is the precious human body. So the second chapter is precious human body. Chapter 2, I will read again. Precious human life. All sentient beings have Buddha nature. The first chapter said already, confirmed. That being the case, so there's another doubt. That being the case, do all beings in 5 realms? So usually we hear 6 realms, right? But GAMPOPA mentioned here 5 realms. So you may have doubt. Why? So the demigod, half of demigod are categorized into animal, and upper realizer of demigod are categorized into god realms. So therefore, he did not mention demigod here. So therefore, 5 realms, okay? 5 realms. Such as hell beings, beings in hell, hungry ghost beings, and so forth. So if you want to recall what are the 5 or 6 realms, okay, hungry ghost realm, hell realm, hungry ghost realm, animal realm, human realm, and God realm. According to GAMPOPA, only 5 realm. And if you want to know the 6th realm, that's demigod. And here again, demigod is, some of demigod are considered in the god and some are in animal realm. So 5 realms. So the question is, do all beings in 5 realms have the capacity to walk towards enlightenment? Even though all the beings have the potential, Buddha nature, but are they, all of them are walkable? Do they have a capacity now in their respective realms, while experiencing the different results of each realms? So this is the question. And the answer is, unfortunately for now, time being, no. Because if you are born in 3 lower realms, like hell realm or hungry ghost realm or animal realms, there's a very less opportunity actually, because they are experiencing constantly suffering. So they have no leisure time to practice. They have no leisure time to meet with the holy person who will enlighten them, who will try to dispel their ignorance. So they have this, unfortunately, they don't have this opportunity. So therefore, they are not in the capacity to walk in the process of enlightenment at this moment, while they are roaming in different realms. And God realm, they also don't have leisure time to practice. In other words, they are too happy. They have everything what they needed. So they don't really, there's no possibility to feel renunciation. And there's no any opportunity to develop loving kindness and compassion, because all have everything what they want, what they needed, good facilities and all. And some God, they just stay in the deep meditation for many kalpas. So therefore, God consider also as not the exact working basis for enlightenment yet at this moment. And then who has the opportunity? The remaining human, precious human life. So therefore, precious human has the only ability or capacity to achieve enlightenment or practice the Dharma in order to achieve enlightenment at this case, at this moment. The answer is no. Only a precious human life, which has the 2 qualities of leisure and endowment, and mind which holds the 3 faiths, has a good basis to walk towards enlightenment. So that's the reason why. Because only human life has the opportunity to attain 8 leisures and 10 endowments and develop 3 kinds of faiths. So these are all requirements in order to produce Buddhahood, even though we have Buddha nature as a seed. Okay. The summary. So to present this precious human life, the GAMPOPA begins here by some topics here, some points here. Leisure and endowment, trust, longing, and clarity. 2 of the body and 3 of the mind. This 5 comprises the excellent walking basis. So the excellent walking basis, as a precious human body, we need to have these qualities. 2 from body and 3 from mind, or 2 of body and 3 of mind. 2 of body are 8 leisures and 10 endowments. So what are those? GAMPOPA will explain later on. So we don't need to worry now. And 3 faiths, 3 from mind, right? 3 faiths. What are 3 faiths actually? So before we understand faith, why we need faith actually? Usually when we hear word faith and devotion, it feels like we have no choice, but we have to. But it's not this case according to Buddhism. It has a reason why we need to generate faith and devotion. It is very practical. And the main reason why we need to faith is that in order to follow the virtuous path, in order to eliminate our suffering, and in order to attain Buddhahood, what we need to do is we need to have faith. And without faith, our virtues will not grow, not developed. So that's why faiths are very important. And faith here doesn't mean that only without any explanation, without any reason why we need to have faith and devotion, just by praying and having blind faith. This is not the case here. Buddhism do not encourage us to develop blind faith. Buddhism always tell us to investigate, be practical, be intellectual. As Buddha has mentioned himself, that Buddha said, I have shown you the path that leads to enlightenment. And you have all the rights, whether you want to follow that path and reach to that enlightenment. So there's no burden. There's always the road is open for you to investigate. And another one, what Buddha said is that just don't follow simply my path just because I said so. You need to thoroughly investigate whatever teaching I gave. Just like how you examine whether the gold is real or not. So he has given us all the freedom to testify Buddha's word. And that is incredible. In those times, 2,500 plus years ago, someone who can say this to us, someone who has given us 100% freedom to our belief, and who have given us 100% freedom to testify and investigate, contemplate the teachings of the Buddha. And if that makes sense to you, then only you follow. If that is practical, then only you listen. So he has given this choice to us. Amazing, how wonderful. That is why Buddha's words are still very, very relevant in this 21st century as well. So we should not waste our time, and we should investigate, and we should have this kind of faith with reason. And here, GAMPOPA mentions 3 types of faith. Faith of trust, faith of longing, and faith of clarity. So what is faith of trust? First, faith of trust is trusting in karma, cause, and effect. And that's very practical. If you plant rice seed, you will have rice sprout, right? That's karma. Very practical. So if you do good, you will experience good result. If you do bad, you will experience bad result. And that's very practical. Again, so that is the trust, a faith of trust, trusting in karma. As I mentioned yesterday, we Buddhists believe in karma, not in miracles. So that's the one, first faith. And second is the faith of longing. What does that mean? That means to having faith in 4 noble truths, or having confirmation or kind of acceptance in the 4 noble truths by understanding its meaning and then longing to practice. And then finally, clarity, faith of clarity, or being clear faith to trivial gems. So by seeing the qualities of Buddha, the qualities of Dharma, and quality of Sangha, then we generate faith, and that's very clear faith. It's not blind faith, it's very clear faith. Simply by understanding the reason why, then we consider Buddha as our teacher. By considering, examining his teaching, then we feel, oh, this is the path, right path to follow. And then by accumulations of merit and practicing together with the Sangha members, and then we are able to discuss the Dharma with each other, or simply finding a Sangha teacher. So these are the faith of clarity. So you're very clear. You're not blind, but you're very clear with reason why we need to generate faith and devotion. Okay. The leisure. First, the leisure. Leisure means being free from 8 unfavorable conditions. So precious human body, we born as a human being, we have these 8 leisures. And what are those leisures? In order to understand leisures, we first need to understand what are the 8 unfavorable conditions. If you are free from 8 unfavorable conditions, then you have acquired or you have attained 8 leisures. The 8 unfavorable conditions are mentioned in the Sutra of the Sublime Dharma of Clear Recollection. So what it said there is the quote: hell, hungry ghost, animal, barbarian, and long-lived God, holding wrong views, and the absence of a Buddha, mute. These are the 8 unfavorable conditions. So if you are born in hell realm, that's unfavorable condition to practice. And there's no leisure, as I mentioned earlier, constantly experiencing suffering. And the second is if you're being born as in the hungry ghost realm, again constantly experiencing suffering. And if you are being born as an animal realm, obviously there's a hardship. They don't know how to express their feelings. That's why there's no capacity of practicing the Dharma. And then being born, so these are the 3 lower realms. And even in the human realm, if you are born as a barbarian, for example, in the place where there's no distinctions between good and bad, no discrimination of good and bad, everything's mixed up, so there's no guidance and all. So this is also unfavorable conditions. Then you have this long life. Now the God realms. In the God realm too, some gods, as I mentioned earlier, too happy, too enjoyed, no leisure time, no time to renounce suffering because they don't see suffering at all. And they're too pleasant, they're too happy, everything is well there. So therefore, they have no object to practice loving kindness and compassion. So therefore, it is also considered as unfavorable, even though it's very luxurious, everything is there, met up. But again, remember, those luxuries has the limitation. They do have expiry date. And then, even in human being holding wrong views, if someone, even though they are born in human realm, if they don't believe in good and bad, if they don't believe in karma, cause and effect, then it's another unfortunate. Their physical are in human realm, but they are not ready to practice the Dharma. And then the absence of the Buddha. If you are born in absence of Buddha, yes, in our case, we born after 2,500 plus years back, we didn't see Buddha in person. But that also should mean that not only Buddha in person, but Buddha's activity are still remaining here, right? So we are not in an unfavorable condition. We witness the Dharma, we meet the spiritual masters. There's a different vehicles are still exist here. Family, particular Buddha family, Mayan family are being practiced. So if you are born in a place where there's the absence of Dharma, then even though your physical form is in human realm, but you are not in a favorable condition. And then even in human, if you are being born as mute or deaf or dumb, then that's another unfortunate, because you can't then express your feelings, you can't really understand the teachings, you cannot listen to the teachings. But these days, because of the technology, there are sign languages, so even the mute and deaf also can understand. So that's a good thing, something that we need to think about. We need to produce Dharma teachings, kind of materials for them too, mute and deaf, to understand Buddha's teaching as well. So I think definitely we can do it because of the improvement in the technology and external phenomena. So these are the 8 unfavorable conditions. So if you are free from these 8 unfavorable conditions, then you have obtained 8 leisure. So among the 2 of the body's quality, the first one is having obtained 8 leisures. And then next one will be 10 endowments, 5 from yourself and 5 from others. You need to get from others, so which makes 10 endowments, and in total that is 18 favorable conditions, 8 leisure and 10 endowments. So explanations of this will come later on, and we don't have much time for today, but I'll read this out since I've already given you some bit definitions of this. In what way are these conditions unfavorable? In the hell realm, beings have the nature of constant suffering. Hungry ghosts are tortured by means of burning. Animals are mostly overpowered by stupidity. All 3 of these have no modesty and no concern for what others think. Their mind streams are improper vessels, therefore they have no opportunity to practice Dharma, the 3 lower realms. And the upper realm also, in God, the long-lived God abides in a non-conceptual state where all mental activities have ceased. Therefore, they have no opportunity to practice the Dharma. Because they have longer lives than human, all the God realms constitutes unfavorable conditions. All the gods have unfavorable conditions because they are attached to temporary happiness and have no time to make effort for the Dharma. Therefore, the small amount of suffering that a human experiences is great quality, because from it we get a sense of sadness in samsara. This is where we can generate renunciation to the suffering of samsara and really want to get rid of from the suffering of samsara. And this is one positive thing as being born in human realm. To pacify it pacifies our arrogance, and it causes us to cultivate compassion towards all sentient beings in human realm. It causes us to lack virtuous deeds and abstain from negative actions. So if you are born in human realm, there's all the possibilities to generate bodhicitta, develop loving kindness and compassion, develop renunciation to the suffering of samsara. And these are the reasons why this human being born in human realm are considered as a favorable condition to practice the Dharma, even though there's a suffering. But this suffering in human realm, when you see suffering, the good thing is that when you see suffering or when you suffer yourself, you can divert this, turn that into Dharma. And this is good thing about human realm, because we have this intelligence. We are able to understand things. We are able to discriminate what is good and what is bad. We are able to understand the karma, cause, and effect. And these are all the positives of being born in human realm. And again, I'll continue reading. Even though they are human beings, barbarians have difficulty meeting spiritual beings. Those who hold wrong views cannot understand what virtuous deeds are the causes of higher rebirth and liberation. When one is born at the time when the Buddha is absent, then there is no teacher who can explain what is to be done and what is to be given up. Mute and stupid persons cannot understand the teachings on virtue and non-virtue. When one is free from all these eight conditions, they are called excellent leisure. So if you are free from all these 8 unfavorable conditions, then you are considered as excellent, having obtained as excellent leisures. So we'll stop here for tonight, and we'll try to understand more of the 10 endowments of being born as a precious human life. Okay, so before we conclude, shall we dedicate our good merits for the benefit of all sentient beings? Sonam deye damje zigba nye topne nyebe dhanam pamje ne gega nache bala droba sebe zole drowa drowa sho.
Thank you, KHENPO. For the prayers, first we take refuge and generate a praticitta. For that, you visualize in front of you the sky, your guru, and you're surrounded by Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Lama, Yidama, protectors. They are real in front of us, not just our imagination, because we have faith and devotion to them. Then they know because they have the wisdom. That's why they are already in front of us. They wait our faith, then we take refuge and generate fortitude. Now we meditate on four immeasurables. That you imagine that all the sentient beings, we are all sentient beings. So what we want, we all want is the happiness. What we don't want? Is don't want is suffering. But everyone is looking for the happiness, but we don't know real happiness, cause of the happiness. Therefore, I wish that may all sentient beings have happiness. That sincerely, that I wish that all sentient beings have happiness. And the cause of our happiness, that cause of our happiness is love and compassion. Now I sincerely wish that all sentient beings have compassion. Compassion means they are free from the suffering and the cause of the suffering. The cause of the suffering is ignorance, hatred, and attachments. That they are all free from the suffering and the cause of the suffering. How happy I am if all sentient beings free from the suffering and the cause of the suffering. The all sentient beings have happiness. Happiness, cause of the happiness is love and compassion. All sentient beings love each other, compassionate each other. But how happy I am. Then not only I wish to have happiness and the cause of happiness and free from the suffering, free from the cause of suffering, not only my family, my relative, no, my friends. Not only that, all the sentient beings, all the living creatures, everyone, equally, they are free from the suffering and the cause of the suffering. They equally all have happiness. Cause of happiness is love and compassion. We meditate on that few minutes. Now we recite mantras. When we recite a mantra, you have to visualize that in front of you, that your Guru, and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Lama, Yidam, protectors are at the sky there. Then with our devotion and faith, and we pray, give us blessings, purifications, remove obstacles, obscurations. At the same time, we have love and compassion to all the mother sentient beings. With this, mind is visualized this, then we chant the mantra. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum, 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 Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum, 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 Mani Padme Omane beme 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 ho mane 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 beme Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayujana Subhine Cita Desorataya Tathāgataya Arahati Samya Sambuddhaya Teyata Om Pune Pune Mahapune Aparimita Pune Aparimita Pune Jana Sambharo Bhajite Om Sarva Sankara Pari Shuddha Dharmate Gagana Samungate Sobhavadi Shuddhi Mahanaya Parivare Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayojana Subhine Cita Tejo Radaya Tathāgataya Arahate Samya Sambuddhaya Teyata Om Pune Pune Mahapune Aparimita Pune Aparimita Pune Jana Sambharo Bhajite Om Sarva Sankara Parishuddhi Dharmate Kangana Samangate Sobhavadi Shuddhi Mahanaya Parivare Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayojana Subhine Cita
Samongate sovateya ta ambe kanje
me join to You recite mantra, one round of mala. Bekante Mahan Bekante Ranta Samangate So Semje ne pai jinye pa nyoto ne le tarjoi joy ne ne mal pa ta to jo me parare so. That Tang Tong Jebo prayers that we repeat 3 times. Jide kan soy jua warai mai jururui ji jitarai she me chebe se jai ji ke je je lai le se ma de ji so to ne ge do ngai ji ni ba ji de kam so jo ra ma ju ru ji de sim de wa ma le to ji be Jun xie zhui de duang ai ji yi ba ma le xie xie dan doi de bai dan qie re nie men de ji de bra rai zhu la mai bon jo sun ge tu je dan kan doi che jong so mi nu do dan le de lo wa me pe de do ji ngô wa ma la ma ta che do para re jo. Second repeat, page 4. Le dan lo boro ke le jo ro pa yi den dan ne dan jo bo se wa so sem che ye me de ve ne na ge ji de kam so jo wa ra ma ju ru ji je da ra she me che be se ja shi ke je la semen de ji so cho ne ge do ngai ji ni ba ji de kan so ju ra re ma ju ji le sim de wa ma le to ji jun xie chui be dong a ji ni ba ma le xie xian dan doi de bai dan qie re ne men de ji de ba ra cho la me bon cho sun je tu je 去中所面女对当，连的罗哇没别的多吉，我哇没来带这住巴拉拉说，他的 repeat。le dan lo baro ke ai le juro pa yi den dan ne le jung bo se wa so sim chen ye mi de we ne na mai ke jik ten kham so warare mai jururui je je tarare she me ti ai pe se ja shin ke che la de sum de je pe so to ne ke du ngal je nye pa je te kam so jo warare mara juroi je le sim de wa ma le to je pe chung xie tu pe tu ngal ji ni ba ma le xie xie dang do re de ba dang che re ne mi de ji de ba ra re shu la mai con cho sumang ge do je dang kan do che jong so me ne do dang len de lo wa me be de do je 我哇么兰达接住巴拉巴拉来修，耶玛吼，我在三界那瓦达耶，达耶所就我对接全部当。 天都三百对接都难来，三界将在八面不罗揭不，地界我自来八度灭八，也得万见些加为心肝的。 大仙的呢，这个就是马达，给我心结巴拉玛去拜罗，给罗今年难的些东，所以这个大给马拉玛大巴的。 说着三界将身他这个。 ge me to para jing ge la to so ge ya ta pen dra de ya a wa he bo da na ye so ha cho de je wa se je go cho nyen zo la je ye ra 大概的什么个啥吧，跟着送来去吧不，这来等吧陪着，这给我生节跟郎哦，这个三节托着节，给咱当节去的，大仙去来明就。  今年大年 te sere neme nyam doi be se de sa cho nan joi je nam se se be jurma thai de wa jen doi je juro je chene be me kha je de le den de la san je sho chan cho tha ne ji se doi tu be to wa de ba now do the dedication dedicate that merits that from beginningless whatever I have accumulated merits virtues. Then especially today I have reciting mantras and hearing, listening the KHENPO's teaching. That's all the merits I share with all the mother sentient beings. By this merit, all the mother sentient beings obtain enlightenment. Then by this merits, all the sentient beings free from the sufferings, free from the fears. Senande tam se baini tom ne be rai na baim je ne ke ga na je ba la to ba ye se be to le do wa do wa shu. Thank you very much. Then I have something to request that this month is the Sagatawa month. It is a very holy, most holiest month for the Buddhists. Then during these 15 days, whatever we do that merit is multiplied 100,000 times. If you offer one stick of flower to Buddha, that merit is same as your offering 100,000 flowers. So whatever positive you think, whatever positive action you do, that merit is multiplied 100,000 times. Therefore, I remind you, this is a very auspicious month. Then try to be aware and mindfulness and carefulness what you do, because it multiplies whatever positive or negative that's merits power is multiplied 100,000. Therefore, do carefully, stay consciously, do things consciously. Thank you very much.